Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness, day 170 of 365 with David McDonald, the GOAT. Happy Hump Day. Alrighty, let's get to it. Let's see here. All right, I think I'll leave it at that. All right. Hermano, good morning. Good morning. Buenos dias. All right, so I'll see you guys on the other side. All righty. I swear, man, these phones are. Focus, David. Just focus. Hey there, Uncle. Good morning. Good morning. Liz, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so where's my pen? Okay, so we're gonna get into our reading routine now. And if you're joining us for the first time, I'm reading Relentless by Tim Grover. And so far, it's been a really, really good book. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Pull your books out and let's get to it. Let me find my pen now. Excuse me. Hmm. All right. I need to get some tissue, my friends, but we're going to get into our journaling routine next. So we just finished our reading routine. Let me go and get some tissue, and I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Okay. Welcome back. All right. So if you're joining us for the first time, we just finished our reading routine, like I mentioned, and now we're getting into our. Good morning, Marcus. Good morning, my brother. Prezi Press. Power Move Press. Good morning, man. So if you're joining us for the first time, our journaling routine is focused around getting your ideas down on paper. I'm going to tell you guys a story about a couple of my friends who wrote something down on paper, and soon thereafter, all these things started to happen to them. I'm not going to say exactly what their situation is, just for the sake of I don't do that. But I'll tell you, because this is probably one of the most powerful things that we do. Well, they're all powerful. I guess they're all equally powerful. But when you write things down, again, you materialize it. When you materialize it, what that means is it comes true. Like it happens, you'll experience it. So you got to be careful about what you write down and how you want your reality to be. Because a man who think it, so he is. So if you think it, you write it down on paper, it becomes definite fact, boom, then it happens. It may take some time to get there, but the whole purpose of this exercise is to just to clear your mind. If there's something that, for me in the morning, the two things I'm most grateful for is waking up and being in exceptional health. And then if I experience something really good yesterday, I show a sense of gratitude by writing it down and then and showing my respects to it. And then if there's things that I wish to project for myself in the future, then I write it down. So the writing exercises are really, really good. So I'll see you guys on the other side. If you have any questions, just let me know. Mm. All right, my friends. Excuse me, I got the sniffs. But one thing to keep in mind when you're writing in your journal. Good morning, Mr. Hopkins. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. One thing to keep in mind when you're writing in your journal if your journal is a negative book of entries, you want to change. You don't want to focus on the negative. You want to focus on the positives. And when I say that, I mean, you like, for example, if you have an ambition, or let me see here. Okay, so there's a situation with something that I own, and quite honestly, I'm not very pleased with how the processes went. And so instead of me focusing on how unpleased I am, I started writing about that, and I scratched it out. I was like, okay, well, I can't focus on what I don't like about it. I need to focus on where I see the project being. And so that's the difference. We want to focus on, the positive. We want to focus on the things that the vision that we had to begin with when we got into whatever it is that we're working on. And so if your book has a bunch of negative entries, I would suggest that you make a change in terms of, how you're writing. You want to focus on the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. And with that, you'll manifest true greatness. All right. So the last time we spoke, we were talking about what the main qualities of being a cleaner is. And if you missed our last conversation yesterday, we defined there's 3 different types of personalities. There's a cooler, somebody who's good. There's a closer, somebody who's great. And then there's somebody who's a cleaner. A cleaner is unstoppable. And so we're going from good to great, from great to unstoppable. We're being relentless, or we're becoming more relentless. So when you're a cleaner, these are the characteristics. You keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else has had enough. You get into the zone. You shut out everything else and control the uncontrollable. You know exactly who you are. You have a dark side that refuses to be taught to be good. You're not intimidated by pressure. You thrive on it. When everyone is hitting the in case of emergency button, they're all looking for you. You don't compete with anyone. You find your opponent weakness and you attack. You make decisions, not suggestions. You know the answer while everyone else is still asking questions. You don't have to love the work, but you're addicted to the results. You'd rather be feared than liked. You trust very few people, and those you trust better never let you down. I like that one. You don't recognize failure. You know there's more than one way to get what you want. I like that one too. You don't celebrate your achievements because you always want more. I like that one too. Celebrating achievements is a big one. I think and we talked about this before, even if you take yourself out to eat after you achieve something, hit some type of milestone, it's a good thing, or if you go out and buy yourself some new perfume or new cologne, that's a good thing, because you want to, it's like the Pavlov dog, psychology experiment that they did a while ago. And so you want to, hit the little bell when you achieve something. Again, going on vacation for months on end is I can't tell you what to do, but for me, it's not the option, not the answer right now. So when you're a cleaner, you keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else has had enough. All right. So the book refers to sports a lot, and different athletes, because Tim Grover worked with people like Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. It says, but you can take an athlete's mentality and use it to succeed at whatever you do. Absolutely, everything in this book can be applied equally to athletics or business or school or anything else you do in the world. Because no matter what you want for yourself, whether your ambitions take you to the gym or the office or anywhere else you want to be, your ultimate power source will come from the neck up, not the neck down. In sports, we spend much time on the physical component training, pushing the human body to be faster and stronger and more resilient than most people ever thought possible. And then eventually we get around to paying some peripheral attention to the mental conditioning. That's completely backward. Excellence isn't only about hitting the gym and working up a sweat. That's the smallest part of what we do. Physical ability can only take you so far. The fact is, you can't train your body or excel at anything before you train your mind. You can't commit to excellence until your mind is ready to take you there. Teach the mind to train the body. Physical dominance can make you great. Mental dominance is what ultimately makes you unstoppable. You will never have a powerful training tool. You will never have a more powerful training tool than this. Get your mind strong so your body can follow. The true measure of an individual is determined by what you can't measure, the intangibles. Anyone can measure weight, height, physical strength, speed, but you can't measure commitment, persistence, or the instinctive power of the muscle in your chest, your heart. That's where your true work begins. Understanding what you want to achieve and knowing what you're willing to do and endure to get it. Huge. Huge. The reason why it's so huge is because the whole initial discussion that I asked, for the challenge I asked everyone, was, if I told you, if you woke up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock every single morning for 365 days and you became a millionaire, would you do it? If the only thing you had to do to become a millionaire and to achieve your life goals and to be the best that you can be, the only thing you had to do every single day was wake up at 4:30 for 365 days or 5 o'clock for 365 days, would you do it? Straight. That's the question. So there's a goal in mind, right? There's a goal in mind. And the cool and the beautiful thing about the journey to greatness is that everybody's journey is different. And whatever it is that you want, you spend this time getting into the books that are going to help you manifest and create something faster for yourself. So, for example, you are becoming a self-taught expert in your professional field. We go to college, we go to high school, we go to elementary school, we go to middle school. We go to these schools, right? And we train ourselves. We read these books. We read books. That's all we do. We read books. We write comprehensive papers. And we take examination to show how much we retain or understand or memorize and don't really understand anything, right? The information that we're reading and that we're absorbing. When you do that for a certain period amount of time, you become an elementary graduate, middle school graduate, high school graduate, college graduate, MB graduate, JD graduate, MD graduate, right? So on and so forth. And then there comes a certain level of experiential, education that you have to go through. Like if you're a doctor, you have to go through residency for 2 years, and then you have to, do another four-year program, et cetera, et cetera. So look at this as you are now becoming a licensed. Keep the frame of mind of that you're becoming a licensed expert in whatever it is that you're doing. So, for example, I am going to be reading probably a business book next, like an MBA book. Like after I read the MBA book, I will be an expert in that area of business management and business acceleration, period. I read a book like Relentless, and I can explain to you what it means to be relentless and unstoppable, how to take your game to the next level, which simply means you're great, you achieve. How do you be better? The next level of being unstoppable is taking your highest PR and making that number even higher. We become experts in the field that we study. If there's something that you want to do personally, in terms of if you want to be a IT coder, start reading IT coding books in the morning. Start learning the concepts of IT coding. If you want to be a really, really, badass cook, and you want to quit your job and become a chef, Start reading cookbooks in the morning. Another one I'm thinking about reading is nutritional book. Another, just to get my head into the mindset of nutrition, like in full wholehearted form. I'm gonna start reading nutrition books. Or if I want to know more workouts, I'm gonna start reading more workout books. So if you don't have the time, or if you can't find the time to do it during the day, this is a perfect exercise for that. For you to become an expert in the field that you wish to even start, for the business that you wish to start, or in the field that you're currently in, your career, how to be better at it. And so the whole point of me saying that is, it's the mindset, and you have to feed your mindset. And when you feed your mindset, then everything else from there, amplifies into your daily activity. And then naturally, like a doctor would, you get your residency by going out and practicing these concepts that you're learning. You become better and better at it. And so train your body to, train your mind to train your body. And to finish up here, we have do the work every day. You have to do something you don't want to do. Yesterday, it was my first time running in like a couple weeks, like running outside. And I can tell you, it felt like my heart was about to explode. And not only that, time was ticking because I had to finish one thing before a deadline, and I had to go do a showing later in the evening. And I was like, oh crap, oh no, time's ticking. I was like, man, my body was like, nah, you don't want to go. And I slapped myself on the hand and my face. I was like, all right, you got to go. So I got up and I went and I ran. It was probably the most challenging thing I've done in the last, well, not the most challenging thing, but physically enduring, like running outside up hills and everything like that. It sucked. It was terrible. But you know what? It was okay, because inside I was like, dude, I do not want to do this. I could easily just go home, get ready for my meeting. But I didn't. I went and I worked out and ran outside, I should say. And it was an amazing feeling. And so every day, do something that you don't want to do. Now, although I do want to work out, that's a different story. But yesterday I did not want to run. I did not want to run. I knew it was going to be painful. So every day, challenge yourself to be uncomfortable, push past the apathy and laziness and fear. Well, thanks. Otherwise, the next day you're going to have to do two things you don't want to do, and then three things, 4 and 5, and pretty soon you can't even get back to the first thing. And then all you can do is beat yourself up for the mess you've created. And now you've got a mental barrier to go along with the physical barriers. Cleaners do the hardest things first, just to show there is no task too big. They may not be happy about it. They don't ever love it, but they're always thinking about the destination, not the bumpy road that takes them there. They do whatever they have to do because they know it's necessary, and you usually don't have to tell them twice. I think that's pretty well said, really pretty well spoken. Now, I actually, like we said yesterday, I appreciate the journey, but mentally we're getting into a place of we're being relentless. We don't care about the journey. We only care about the goal. But let's just focus on the goal. That's what we're doing for the next 30 days. We're only focusing on the goal. Focusing on the goal. Focus on the goal. Deep down inside, we do believe in the journey, right? But and a number of other factors along the way, right? But right now, we're 100% focused on the goal. That's the only thing that matters to us, because we're taking our game to a relentless level, to the unstoppable level. So I hope this was beneficial for everybody out there today. Thank you for joining me. Day 170 at 365 on the journey to greatness with David McDonald, the GOAT. And everybody who jumped on the messenger board this morning, good morning, good morning. I acknowledge you. I thank you for letting me know that your presence is here. And if you haven't already, anybody who's not watching or who is watching and hasn't jumped on the messenger board, if you could jump to the Journey to Greatness page, I think we're almost at 40 likes, which is awesome. And it's all organic too. And so I appreciate everyone just taking the extra step to click the link, go to the page, like it. I can't tell you how much that means to me. It's a beautiful thing. So with that, Have the best day of your life. I love you guys unconditionally, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Peace.